Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. This edition of Leak Project, really exciting today. As you can see above me, tinfoilcap.co. This podcast is brought to you in part by tinfoilcap.co. We're going to do testing of EMF radiation that is emitted, that comes out of not only cell towers, it comes out of a multitude of electronics, different tablets, different cell phones, routers, smart meters, smart appliances. So we have today a couple of different phones. I think we're going to use at least one, possibly two different phones, a router and an iPad. So you can see what it's like when you've got these things in your pocket. It is absolutely mind-blowing when you look with a proper instrument like an EMF detector that will test frequencies. They've got ones you can pick up for a few $100s that'll go all the way up to 9 gigahertz. 9 gigahertz is in the 5G realm. So some of these new technologies, the 5G, that's the fifth generation of communications that a lot of people have concerns about, and rightfully so. We're going to find out today how much EMF radiation can be blocked with just a simple EMF liner that you can get at tinfoilcap.co. Now, if you go to tinfoilcap.co, if you want to pick up one of these liners, as you can see, this cap right here actually has a liner that's built into it. So you can look really cool and you can have one on your head. You can protect your noggin. You can see the liners right there on the floor. Those are the Nephilim liners. We actually have new Nephilim liners, which are even larger and have these really cool folds and cuts on them. So you can wrap your phone, you can put it on top of your router, you can put it, behind your iPad, you can put it on your computer, you can use it for a multitude of opportunities. And yeah, check that out. You do need a tinfoil cap, must be worn. This is a tinfoil cap area only. So here is my tinfoil cap prototype. So let's get the architect here. Let's get the architect. I want you to meet the architect, ladies and gentlemen. There is a huge story behind the creator of this incredible art that is also functioning art. It's functioning art. What a beautiful, whoa, my goodness. Oh, man. Look at that. Right. Check out the masked man. Is he going to unveil himself here? Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, will you just look at it? Who's that good-looking guy? That's Julian, the architect. This is the man that has helped for over a year now create some of the most beautiful pieces of art that actually block EMF radiation. And today, we're going to show you how effective these things actually are, not only how cool they look, how amazing they are for conversation pieces. We're going to talk about Julian and his story and what brought him to where he is now. So before we get into the testing, because he's got a very high-end EMF detector, we're going to show you the results in a moment. I want you to know a little bit about Julian because he is just an incredible person with just this amazing story to tell. So Julian, man, how the heck are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Rex. Yeah, you finally got me. Finally unmasked me.
Yes. It's about time.
Trying to dodge around, but yeah, I bowed to public pressure, many requests to come on and be interviewed by a few people, but I thought we've got to do it with you first before I revealed myself to other people. So I went through my own health problem 2006, all caused by a mobile phone. From that point, I researched all the EMFs, mobile phone technology, and the trade I'm in is design, graphics, logo creation, manufacture, working with industrial materials, and that's how we've came up with what we've got today. A unique combination of different materials and putting them together to get the maximum block. I think we've achieved a 99% block with high and low frequencies. We're going to do promotional videos showing the testing, but we can do a few little tests here today if you want. Give you a bit of an idea.
I think that sounds like fun, Julian. And also, I mean, let's go back to just a bit more about what we were talking about the other day. And, you went through, you almost died, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, and also yeah, we can get into like going through the OBEs as well. Yeah, that was during operation when definitely experienced an OBE, and then seeing through the veil, which has helped me understand a lot more of the things I've researched. You can see my book collection. I've been into this stuff for over 20 years. David Icke, because he's the main man in the UK. And I've got most of David Icke's books. We've spoke about David Icke. That's why I've now combined my knowledge in work with my personal beliefs and my personal research. So yeah, I'm experiencing a really extreme OBE during operation when I was being operated on for cancer. Having the cancer removed, witnessing the whole operation from the ceiling of the operating theatre.
Well, when that happened, Julian, and you had that experience, did it change you when you came?
Yeah, blatantly realizing that what we live in here is technically a holographic reality. Because it is so real, it's more real probably than what we live every day. And knowing I felt like I could go back into my body, or I could go somewhere else. I chose at the time to think I had unfinished business and unfinished work, and yeah, I was going to come back.
That's great. So you had a meaning to come back enough to where you, as you said, you thought it was even more exciting where you were at that point. But you said, yeah, no, I'm going back. I've got work to do. And you've done a lot since then.
Yes, yeah. And especially since you and me have been talking 2 or 3 years ago, I feel we've done so much in only 2 or 3 years. It's unbelievable the products we've now got on the website. And you can see that it's not even just the liners, it's the conspiracy range in the safety signs, the decal sets. We're now spreading out with other products as well, mobile phone pouches, pendants, sleeves for credit cards and passports, anything which is related to the conspiracy world, signage, graphics, logos, the t-shirts, the posters. Yeah, the whole website is going to constantly expand.
So folks, I want you to go to tinfoilcap.co. After this presentation, or while we're even talking, go to tinfoilcap.co and actually check out the merchandise, check out the fabrics. Now, what's neat about what Julian's talking about is the different frequencies that are out there. You know, everybody's heard of 3G, everybody's heard of 4G, most people have heard of 5G. My favorite, 69G. Hello! But the point is, if you want to protect yourself and not just rely on, dude, what just happened? It was bizarre. But if you don't want to rely on, like, you know, something that's supposed to work because, hey man, I read on the internet that this thing is going to protect me. All I got to do is plug it into a wall and it puts a protective force field. It puts a protective force field around me. And now you can see it's like this gigantic protective force field that's out of Star Trek. And all I had to do is plug this device in. It was $200 and it's going to protect me from everything. I had this guy come to me at the event that I did, or that I went to. I didn't do this event. I went to the event. I promoted it for my friend Doc. It was Disclosure Con in Arizona. And there's this guy that shows up and he's like, look, I've got this pendant in it. It will block radiation. And I'm like, oh, really? What kind of radiation? All of it. I'm like, oh yeah? How do you know? He's like, because I've tested it. I'm like, how have you tested it? And he's like, I'll show you. Just come to my room. And I'm like, well, I don't want to go to your room. Can you just show me down here? And he's like, yeah. And then I never saw him again. So it was really bizarre because anyway, so he's like, I'm going to come out to Colorado and meet you. And I need to spend a few days with you to show you. And I'm like, why do you need to spend days with me to show me how this, anyway? So I like to know the data. I want to know, if something works or not. And I don't want to go to somebody's room to show me how a pendant supposedly blocks all this radiation. So folks, we're going to show you the data. You're going to see how it actually works. It's very simple. It's a fabric that was designed to block different EMF frequencies. There's two fabrics that are put together that have different copper and silver and different elements that will block not only the lower frequencies, but also the higher frequencies, all the way up to 30 gigahertz. That's in the 5G range, folks. Now, there are, from what I have researched, even other emitters that are going to be considered 5G. Now, for those of you that are not real familiar with 5G, let's just take a quick talk about this for a minute. 5G, what is it? 5G is the new communications network that most likely is going to be spanning the globe within the next 10 years. I really doubt anything's going to stop it unless there's a major solar flare or something like that that takes us back many years. So instead of arguing about it and complaining about it, let's protect ourselves. Why not do something like that? People go out there and do things every day to make themselves as healthy as they can. So I'm thinking, how can we provide function, beauty at the same time, and also have a great conversation piece and something that's, it's a neat piece of change. So the 5G, I've heard they've even got frequencies that are going to be beyond 30 gigahertz. Now, if you want to know what 30 gigahertz actually means, 30 gigahertz is 30 billion hertz. Most people's microwaves are running at about 2.5 billion hertz. So multiply that by 15. Now, you could also look at the 4G stuff. And most 4G frequencies are right around 800 million hertz. That still hurts a lot. So that's why people complain about not wanting to be close to one, because they are concerned about the effects that those high frequencies that are constantly around them might have on their health and well-being. And rightfully so. They have a right to feel that way. I get emails on a regular basis about people that say, hey, there's now a tower next to me. I'm feeling, I don't feel as good as I used to. I have headaches more. I feel nauseous. I don't sleep as good. I've got hundreds of emails of terrible stories of people that feel they are affected from the EMFs. And myself, I've been to places that you can feel the effects of EMF frequencies. I was at this place in the middle of the desert, New Mexico, where there's this humongous power plant that had multitudes of transformers and high power electrical wires and stuff. And the EMFs were so high when I finally busted out the EMF detector after I did a presentation in my van. I had a great podcast that I did in the van because that was the only place I got a cell phone signal. I busted out the EMF detector and it was maxed. It was maxed. And I could feel it the entire time I was there, to the point to where my fingers were tingling. My fingers were tingling. I was a little bit more angry. I was more, it was just, you could sense it. When I got out of there, it took me an entire day to recover from that. So people that complain about these cell towers that are next to their house or next to their apartment complex or next to their kids' school or next to the nursing home that their parents are at or their grandparents are at, maybe there's something to it. So these fabrics, like Julian went through hell and back. Julian went through hell and back. It changed him. He is a better person because he's went through. He's evolved. That OBE experience that he had has taken him to the next level of evolution, in my opinion. It's been a transformation for him. So he is showing us how these fabrics actually block EMF radiation. And they look freaking cool, man. So let's get into this, Julian. Now let's show the science. Hello.
All right. Well, just look on our website here and we scroll to the bottom. We've got some brilliant music videos embedded in the website. Some people might. Therapy project. Yeah, danger, 65. 25, 31.
So, that video is great, man.
Yeah.
For people that are maybe new to the EMFs, I just want to kind of give let you know what you're looking at. So what Julian was showing you there, you were seeing that thing get into the yellow zone, the red zone. It was 16. It was running up to like 50. This is showing you that this is microteslas per square meter. You want it in the green zone, maybe the yellow. You don't want it in the red zone.
Yeah, it's not good.
Now,
1, 2, 1.
Can you put it on mute real quick? So just because, so we could kind of.
Yeah.
All right. So he's showing you now the radiation levels. You're looking at an EMF detector. You're seeing it's red. It's in the red zone. Yellow and red. Now, what numbers are that thing hitting?
Spike to 95, 209. 209 spike. I'll put it back in this liner.
Now remember, wrap the EMF detector like you were before too. Because what's happening now is you're seeing that the levels are dropping substantially, but it's also picking up EMF radiation from the router. It's picking up EMF radiation from the phone that's pinging off the router that's recording this on Zoom. We're doing a live show. And the reason I've got it on dual screen is because
0.1, 0.1, 0.0, 0.2, 0.3, 0.7, but it's staying in the yellow. Yeah, 0.1.
You'll notice it'll be green when he backs off. When the camera guy backs off, folks, the reason that's just to make a point clear here, the camera phone is running off of a wireless signal as well, so it's pushing radiation. So there's radiation all over the place. It's coming all over the place. So you'll notice when Julian wraps the EMF detector, the difference that it makes. It's a huge difference. Even though radiation's still pinging off of the phone, and there's radiation from all over, from the router, and then I don't know how many phones are in your house.
I'll get close. I'm not already just getting close, spikes to 7. Get backing up, drops to 0.08.
So it goes to 0.08 when you back up, and then when you get close, do it again. Boom. See that, folks? Instantly. Now it's at 8. Now put that, wrap it even better. No, wrap that again. Wrap that again, and then put it on top of your phone. And then instead, don't get too close to that with your camera. And then Julian, just close enough so they can see if it's green or yellow. Okay. So where it's at, but back up a little bit. Wrap that a little bit better, Julian, and then tell us what the numbers are.
0.008, 0.009, 0.01 is spike, and then 0.0, 0.01.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you just look at it? And if you talk, it goes back to your screen. So since I've got it on full screen, just say what it is while his camera's there. It'll stay on your screen and they can see full screen. Boom.
Yeah. 0.01, 0.01, holding 0.01, peaked at 0.02.
Now unwrap them.
Yeah, just jump to 4 straight away. 129, 409, 539, 195, 200, 283, 205, 283.
Back up with the camera guy. Go keep it like it is. Keep it on top of, like literally on top of it.
Yeah.
Put the EMF detector literally on top of, like set it down on the phone. And then the camera guy, I want the camera guy to back off to where you can just see the color of it. So it's giving the same, a very similar experiment to what we just did a moment ago. And then Julian, you tell us what the numbers are while he's doing this.
Yeah, 21, 40, 38, 34, 20, 26. Because we're 459 just spiked. Yeah. Apply that one again. $24, $27, $35.
Now walk around with your phone and that thing like literally on top of it, like you're holding it together. You're holding that on top of your phone. Walk around or move it around and have the camera guy follow you.
283, 60, 87, 77. Three, 2, 19, 25, 24, 31, 38, 53.
So, folks, what you're looking at here, what happens is even if you're not talking on your phone and your phone's in your pocket, your phone needs a signal to communicate. It's pinging off of communication towers. If you're in the middle of nowhere and it's really trying to get a signal, then it's sending an even stronger blast. If it's in your pocket, where's that EMF going? If you're talking on your phone, for example, you take your phone, you're talking on it like this signal isn't going that way. It's going this way. It's going. Think about that. You're talking on the phone for 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 5 hours. It's not communicating that way. I mean, it's definitely communicating that way. But if you get the EMF detector, let me rephrase what I said. If you look at the EMFs, you're talking on your phone, the communications, you're getting a stronger EMF signal going this way than you are going that way. At least what I've experienced from the tests that I've done, you get a stronger signal coming out of where you're talking versus going the other way. Think about that. Pretty exciting, right? But you know what? It's because they love us so much. Okay, where are we going next?
Go the iPad.
Yeah, Peter can bring that in. But for what we can do now is do the same thing, just put it in one of these sleeves. So, yeah, 31 spike, 24, 34. While it's playing this video, new product, what we're going to be releasing. A sleeve, what you can put a mobile phone into, Velcro, close, and it's taking it down 1, 0.3, 0.2, 0.3, yeah, 0.7, 0.8, 0.5. It's keeping it in the green and the yellow permanently, 0.6, 0.7.
And I want to add something to that. If the router wasn't in there, if the phone wasn't as close as it was, the signal would be lower on the EMF.
564.
Over 1,000.
Yeah, spiked to over 1,000 the minute I pulled it out of a sleeve. 1827, danger. Maxed out into the thousands. Yeah, 800. And then, yeah, same again, I'll put it back in this liner. One, 0, 0.9, 1.0, 0.9, 0.8, 1.0, 0.9, spiking at 1. So yeah.
Now I want you to wrap the EMF detector and keep the phone wrapped too.
Yeah. 0.0, 0.06, 0.07, 0.04, 0.05, 0.03, it's keeping it under 0.05.
See how cool that is, folks? I mean, this is exciting.
And then
because
just without, then it went up to 1 and 2. Yeah, 1s and 2s. And then if I pull the phone out, 2734 399 428 539 409 428 564 564 399 340 380 428 448. You can see it's in permanently in the red at the moment. 310 40 36 31. Yeah, I think that was a good test for 2 different things.
now, real quick, I want to let people know, Julian, that what you showed them 2 different things. So, for example, folks, if you don't want to have, and I know you do, I know everybody that I've talked to wants one, but if you don't necessarily want a Leak Project cap, but you definitely want the liner, what Julian showed you were two different things. You can order the liner separately. If you go to tinfoilcap.co, you can order the liner separately, tinfoilcap.co. Or he also showed you that sleeve system that's designed specifically for a phone. And I want to go back to that real quick. Those are also available at tinfoilcap.co. Yep, right there. Those are the sleeves. Those are available at tinfoilcap.co. Tinfoilcap.co. Now, did we come up with a price for those? Are those $29.95 free shipping?
Yes, yeah, that's what you said. Yeah, what we agreed the other day.
Okay.
Yeah.
$29.95 free shipping.
But that's that'll take. Is that a Max?
That's just a regular
Right.
X.
Yeah, but that's an iPhone X, which fits in there with lots of room. So that would still take the slightly bigger, the Max, iPhone Max or whatever. It'll take most smart mobile phones. You could also put credit cards in it, passports, and it's also got a separate sleeve for money as well. It's also water resistant, and the Velcro opening, a little tag on it to hang it off a chain or a key ring. Back on the website, I can show you another little demo with this. It's not a perfect seal of the iPad, but if we play again.
Did you get the measurements of the sleeves real quick, Julian?
Oh, right. I can, I'll tell you that in a minute. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Wait, okay, let me set this up. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to look at is Julian the Architect. He's going to show you with an EMF detector the amount of EMF radiation that is coming out of his, is that an iPad?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Say something.
I'm getting disturbed, sorry. Right, that's better. 31, yeah, we're spiking, 30s, 25, 30, 48, 141, 155, 205. Yeah, red, 289. Danger. So now all I'm going to do is put a wall in front of it, and it's knocked it down to 1, 1.3, 1.0, 0.5, 0.6. And that's not a perfect seal. It's just
back the phone up a little bit if you would. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, 0.7, 0.8, 0.5. Just by putting a quick wall in front of it, remove the wall, and it's now spiked 35, 38, 50, 34, 50, 55, 61. As you said, there's lots of radiation all around, 71. And then just by putting that line of air straight down 0.5, 0.8, 1.4, 0.8, 1.2, 2.1, 102. Yeah, so that was another good test, because that's not a perfect seal of anything. It's only just putting a...
Well, what I'd like you also to do real quick, Julian, is that was great, man. But do the test, wrap the EMF detector, and then put the cover on the iPad as well.
Yeah. Right, yeah, we'll do that again. 120, 126, 50, 34, 36, 51, 141, 145. So we'll now wrap this. Just with that on the meter, 0.01, 0.2, 0.1. And then if I put that in the way as well, 0.1, 0.2, 0.1, 0.0, 0.1, 0.06. Yeah, it seems like just wrapping the meter is keeping it 0.1, 0.8, 0.5, and straight away 42, 36, 110. So going into the hundreds from 0 point is more than 99% block.
That's what I'm talking about. Being cool and doing something about it. Because you know what being cool actually is? Doing something. You know, because I can't do anything, man. It's real simple. Figure it out. Come up with a solution. That's what we do at Leak Project. That's what Julian does. Julian the Architect. I mean, he is a businessman, and he's also a researcher and just a really cool guy. I mean, everybody that's ever met Julian, that I've been around anyway, because he was at LeakCon, everybody that met Julian said, man, this is the coolest guy I've ever met. This is the nicest guy I've ever met. And what he's gone through, to have to go through that and to be where he's at now, that's even cooler. So love the shirt. Tell us about that.
Oh, that's a logo I created for the Mcfly, the Mcfly cap. And it's based on the Back to the Future, because Marty wore the colour change cap in Back to the Future 2. I dissected the logo, Blast from the Past, which was the shop where Marty brought the Almanac sports history book. They hid a date within that logo, which pointed to 1945. So it referred to the Trinity test site and the splitting of the atom in 1945. So I've created a clock and a stopwatch and like a doomsday clock, if you like, which represents every minute of this clock represents 1 year. And
somebody's calling you.
yeah. And then I've hidden in certain numbers in here. Obviously, the 88 is important.
Your video's off. There we go.
Yeah. So yeah, that is basically, there's a lot more hidden into that logo as well. But The 10-4 is the time that the lightning struck the clock tower. The 10-4. Well, if 10 is the month, is October, Oct should really be 8 because they changed the months. So it really is 10 and 8. No, 8 and 4. So that is also hidden in there. I done the red part at the bottom to represent the change of the century. When the clock got all the way round and we went into the year 2000, we was only 1 minute into the new century. We had 9/11 on 2001. And also I got 1947 represented for Roswell. Roswell happened to be very, very close to the Trinity test site. It seemed like a gateway was opened. And then within 2 clicks of a clock, we've got Roswell going on, and a lot more UFO activity started to happen from that point in time. The word I've put in the top here, time reversed exit, time exit. I've designed that to look like the Back to the Future logo.
That's so beautiful.
As we know, number 8 is the representation of infinity, and the time travel number is 88. There was another film before Back to the Future, which came out 1 year before, not many people know about, Buckaroo Banzai. That also had a time travel car in it with 88 on the car. That's another movie with a lot of things hidden in that as well. Christopher Lloyd also starred in that movie. 1 year later, they done Back to the Future. The front logo is reflective as well, carbon fiber laminate. So when the reflective works and the carbon fiber pattern actually scatters the light even more than a normal reflective. So that's one feature. The material we used on this one was still to look like tin foil, but it's iridescent, so it changes colour. And then I've used photoluminescent on the 50/50 peak design with a yin yang incorporated. The photoluminescent charges up on light, and then in low light it glows. So that's also another feature of the cap. There's many things going on all on one cap. We've got the tinfoil look website, and that one is the Mcfly.
Now, another thing too that Julian hasn't even pointed out yet, you've probably noticed the quality of these caps are exceptional. That's easy to notice, but they're made with these industrial grade fabrics that Julian and I were talking the other day. He's not sure if there's people that even make caps with these type of fabrics. Let's talk about that for a minute. Hello.
Yeah, because of wanting to use the materials what I know, what I'm familiar with, they're much thicker than anyone would normally make a cap from. So it's much harder work to even stitch through it because it's very thick. I think sooner or later other people will cotton on to it, and people will always copy. But at the moment, these materials are very thick. They're industrial grade materials. This one is the Mcfly Stealth. Stealth because it's not as loud and as bright as the tinfoil look iridescent. It's a black iridescent. This one has become the most sought after and popular. Everyone that sees this one loves this one because this is more wearable in day-to-day use, going unnoticed. Why we called it the Stealth, but it's still iridescent, so it still changes color. And then that's why I've done the yin yang design on the peak in a metallic black look material, so it blends with the black. And then the web is a black ultra metallic, so it also blends back to the black. Same logo on the front, which is still reflective and carbon fiber laminated. And every one I do, I try and hide as many different features into the one item as possible.
Do me a favor before you put that back. Will you because I was showing that thing off by the window earlier and I was moving it around and it was literally exciting me. I got this energy where I was just like, man, that was amazing.
Yeah. In different lights, you see different colors coming off it all the time. It's also it's reflecting light and reflecting heat because of the iridescent nature of the material.
So not ordinary, being cool, you're keeping cool?
Yes, yeah. You keeping cool and being cool.
And if you want to, you can even be protecting your noggin from EMF radiation. You can be blocking much of that EMF radiation. And there's been many people that they'll get one cap and they'll be like, I want another one and another one. We've had people that have purchased several. There was one person that did 6 separate purchases. And one of those purchases, he purchased like 2 caps. So a total of 7 caps. And we're going to start offering like coupon codes for people that want to purchase. You know, if you come back and you want to purchase another one, which you will, we're going to offer you some type of coupon codes. Now, have you thought more about that, Julian? Have we put together some numbers for that, or should we just?
Yeah, I've got coupon codes I can set into the website. When I start seeing repeat customers, I can email them and issue them with a discount code for future orders. Because like you say, we've created a range which is highly collectible. That's why we've done low number production. And then it seems when somebody is subscribed into having one, they want the next one, they want the next one. As you know, we kept getting told, oh, the product is very high value, cannot afford it. Hence why we came out with the budget blocker range. We had a target of making a cap and a liner for under $100. So hence we done the LP budget blocker for Leak Project, and we done the tinfoil cap budget blocker. Cap and liner combo for $88. So I think we achieved what we needed to there, keeping everybody happy with doing a low price. So everybody can get involved, everybody can feel part of the movement and still wear a Leak Project cap. And on the back corner, you've also got the tinfoil cap shield logo.
This has been, we've only had that available for a couple of weeks, and people are really enjoying that one. Now, just to let everybody know too, because somebody sent me an email, they're like, man, I love that cap. It's beautiful, but I noticed it was less money than the other ones. Is the liner the same? Yeah, the liner is exactly the same. You get the exact same liner. It uses the 2 different fabrics for the lower and the higher frequencies that are woven together by hand. And it's got a little pocket in there. That's a little tinfoil cap pocket that you can tuck something in there if you need to. And then
yeah, and the logo I created for Tinfoil Cap Co. Is a shield of protection, cognitive protection, the book of knowledge at the bottom. There's a sword here, and the pen is mightier than the sword, but then the mind up here is mightier than the pen. The hand controlling lightning. The electrical energy of control within the whole protection of the tinfoil cap. The light bulb moment for intelligence and thinking for the brain. The 3 on there for free thinking. 3 is the magic number. That's a brief breakdown of that logo I created there.
I just want to say real quick, if I could point out while you're still walking and just let people know, because people said they love that one that you were just pointing out, the budget blocker. It's $88, folks. Somebody said how much? $88. And once again, that does include the liner. It includes the liner. If you don't want the liner and you just want the cap, I mean, we don't even sell them that way, But first of all, the quality of the cap is exceptional. That is a very high-end quality cap.
Yeah, I still made sure we got some a secondary color on the trim to go with the Elite Project logo. That's why the Elite Project budget blocker has got the orange trim to go with the yellow orange of the Elite Project logo. But the tinfoil cap budget blocker has got the grey trim to go with the black and white grey of the Shield logo. So it's all been thought about, so it all is all color coded to each other, and it looks stylish. And another new one we're about to bring out. This was all at the request of Boogie, Bridie's son. He said to me he wants a flat cap design, like hip hop style. So hence we've now done a flat cap in a black iridescent. So this is going to be the Mcfly stealth flat cap. The nice thing with this one is it's got both logos on it, because we've been able to do that with a different design on the peak. So this is just for Boogie at his request. The other one you've been wearing a lot of, Rex, which isn't out yet, but we're going to mass produce it. I researched at your request because you wanted black carbon fibre. So I finally found a material I could work with, and it's so realistic, it looks like real carbon fibre. So that is me playing with the material. I think that's your favourite cap now, isn't it, Rex?
So it's absolutely a tie between the carbon fiber, and, oh my goodness, the one that literally I felt like I was having flashbacks earlier, like Happy Trip. This thing took me on a happy trip upstairs when I was wearing it. And I just did that podcast earlier. I was wearing this thing, and then I took it off, and then I started, like, pointing at the sun, and the things are going. So these, they're my favorites. I like them both, man. But the logo, the Leak Project logo, just because it was the inception of Leak Project. But then I'm like, dude, I love this too. I mean, all the time you put into this and all the amazing stuff in there, man. All cryptic and coded, and it's all powerful, man. Love it. So are we going to test the router now?
Right. Did you want a little demo of how I put them?
Yeah, demo it, man. That's what I'm talking about. Oh,
we get asked this all the time as well, and we made these liners so they fit any standard cap. You don't have to buy a cap from us. You can buy just the liner. Then you can put it in any normal cap and wear it every day and go unnoticed. But how these were made was, every standard cap has a standard dimension and a standard hem design. So you always put the copper to the inside of the cap and the silver to your head. And like you said, you've got your little pocket here, secret pocket tag. You can hide whatever you like in there, and nobody would ever think of looking in your cap for your little stash. Then you start in this corner and you flip the hem, and you just hold that tight in that corner. And all you do is work round and flip up the hem. You know you're in the right position because the center seam always hits center at the front. By the time you get round to this side, you can see it's hitting the corner perfect. That is a standard liner in a standard cap. And then there it goes unnoticed in a standard cap. That is the idea of that liner. But then we got requests from people saying, do we do a bigger size liner? So what we've now worked out is this is an ideal size liner for a small and medium head. So I thought, while I'm going to work and design on a new liner, I want it to fit as big a head sizes as possible. Why we've called this the Nephilim liner, for Nephilim size heads. Also, as Rex has said before, because I've worked out a way of doing a cut and an overlap at the back, it can be used for many different purposes. You can wrap many different things in it. But this flap system at the back now allows for bigger head sizes and an overlap at the back. So while I was doing this, I wanted to make sure we got a full skull cover at the back, where all standard caps have an area which is exposed, a cut-out area at the back here. So this solves the problem. The cutouts within here and here are still made to standard cap dimensions. So to fit it in a standard cap, you use the cut and you feed the cut into the corner. And so that flips in and out of the hem. You do it in the same way. You just work round the hem and you flick it in. And you got the center hitting the middle again. And here you can see perfect size. It's flicked into that corner of the hem. So now we have the larger liner, which still fits in a standard cap. And then you just flick the overlap. But is a Nephilim liner, which still fits a standard cap. But the good thing about this, the whole point, you now have full skull cover at the back. You don't have an exposed area on the back of your skull. But that was the whole point of designing that liner. There is going to be a new cap design coming out shortly, which is going to be mass produced. Which is going to be specially made to work with the Nephilim liner. And it's not going to be a snapback. It's not going to be this kind of Velcro. It's going to be a flap system, what I'm making myself, and it will work perfectly with a Nephilim liner. That is to come in the future. I don't really want to show that at the moment until I've perfected it, but it's within 2 months that one is going to be out to work perfect with a Nephilim liner.
Yeah, that's great. I love the different things you can do with these liners, and I'm glad we've been really putting together just a neat system. And for those out there also, you're looking at that poster behind Julian. Will you show that off real quick? So that is, as I was showing you earlier, that's the Baba Chakra. And I've got the original, and Julian has taken it and made a beautiful, beautiful set of posters. And I've got some posters as well. So if you want to order a poster, they are available. But man, look at the quality. I mean, just his work is exceptional. That is beautiful, man. Wow. So okay, so we looked at that. Now we're going to go do the router now, or where should we go next?
Yeah, we're doing the router.
So don't forget the suitcase.
Oh yeah, show off the suitcase, man. That is wicked.
Also, Rex, remember the conspiracy range of safety signs on the website. This is just on it's evolving every day. Today, this was my idea, and I made a new one today. Do you like that?
Yeah, I love it.
Mainstream media, daydream believer, sheeple. Yeah.
Let me say, I got to say something real quick, because when I talk, when you ask me a question, I talk, it goes to full screen. So when you're showing something and I pause for a minute, that's why. Like just a minute ago, I caught myself. I was talking. I was like, oh, yeah, that poster looks great. And as I'm talking, you're showing it off and the whole screen's on me. So will you go back to the poster and show that off one more time?
Mm-hmm.
That was a total, that was a,
Turn this light off. We're getting a bit of reflection there. So, bam, look at that. All the detail. Those are all the things you're talking about. Your Apple man. Look at that. Boom. Okay.
show off those shirts too.
Oh yeah, these shirts here. Well, that's EliteCon 2019. Some of you might have been there, enjoying yourselves. EliteCon shirt, the logo. Be the change you want to see. EliteProject.com. Signed by your man himself.
That was Reptilian Shapeshifter style.
And Julian, being the the conspiracy theorist himself, has all sorts of funky stuff around here. Here's his trophy case of hats. It's usually filled with shrunken heads, but he's removed them all for the caps today. So we're going to show off the router and what effect that has with the radiation blocker. So we're going to go check that out now. All right, we got a big router in here. This thing is a honker. It's a beast. It's really hard to cover up, but you can see it's already shooting, spiking off it.
195, 209, 240, 205. Just a simple wall in front of it knocks it down.
Oh, let's try wrapping it again. Remember, wrap the. And I'm trying to cover this phone up a bit because it's also emitting radiation.
Even just wrapping, it's knocked it down 1.7, 1.2, 0.8, 0.8, 0.7, 1.3, 1.5. We got 3, yeah, 0, 0.4, 1.3. 0.5, 0.6, 1.2, 2.0, 1.6, and then spikes 129, 79, 89, 77, 80, 87, 90, 98, 44, 52. Yeah, we'll do that again. I'll do a find effect. Yeah, 1, 0.8, 1.3, 1.5, 1.2, 0.6, 0.8, 0.9, 0.7, 1.1, 1.0, 0.7, 0.9.
Let me say something real quick too. Whenever, let me jump in real quick, Julian. Whenever the cameraman gets closer to that EMF detector, you're going to be picking up additional radiation from the phone. So when he's backing off like that, you can still see the color. It'll be either green, yellow, or red. So we're showing you that color, and then Julian's telling you the number, because as we're going to show you again in a minute, as soon as he gets close to that EMF, even if it's wrapped, it's only wrapped to the point of where you've still got the screen. You can see the screen. Boom, it adds extra radiation. So we're doing our best to show you both effects, show you actually 3 different effects, because we're kind of stepping it into 3 different compartments here.
Yeah, one more time, yeah. Yeah, 155. Just got a spike. 55, 64, 69. It's in the red. 56, 69. 80, so 129, 112.
Now, if you're in the UK, there's somebody that's in the chat that's asking if they're in the UK, can they have it shipped directly from the UK? Absolutely, you can. We can have it shipped to you directly from the UK, or if you're in the States, we can ship directly from the United States.
We've done that already, yeah. With 5 or 6 UK orders, we send direct from here in the UK. So yeah, we're now wrapped the meter again, and we're getting 0.9, 1.2, 1.9, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.5, 0.4, 0.3, and that is direct on that router. 0.3, 0.2.
Now, let me jump in also, folks. You're looking at a router that's extremely bizarre shaped, and plus it's built to the wall. So what Julian would do for himself, if he wanted even more protection on the router, is he would actually just retrofit something that would fit over that, where he could probably put some holes on the antennas, or something that would even cover the antennas. Most routers, unless you get the real heavy duty ones like that, don't have those antennas set up that way. If you wanted to block that, you'd probably want to get 2 of the Nephilim liners. And then you could just kind of tuck them over and stuff like that, tuck them over the antennas on the top, and then figure out a way to tuck it underneath and such. But we're actually in the process of working on router covers, and we've got some other things in the works. So just so many opportunities to protect ourselves from EMF. We're not going to sit back and say, oh, there's nothing we can do about it, man. Because that's what people really do. That's what it sounds like. That's what I hear nowadays. Unless they're really doing something legit and not just complaining about it, and they're making a difference. I know that there's certain countries that have actually been able to keep 5G out. But it's not happening here in the States, folks. I mean, that's a part of their national security directive, is to have a backbone for 5G, and they want it to be basically underneath the government umbrella, where other corporations and communication companies will have to rent it out from the 5G backbone. So I see not only phones, but also computers and autonomous cars and AI systems and biometrics possibly in the future. I mean, there's so many capabilities with 5G. So that's what they're seeing. And even if 5G doesn't happen, 4G, 3G, the other frequencies that are out there, even if you've got a computer or something like that, it's emitting an EMF frequency. Some people are a lot more sensitive than others. Some people are extremely sensitive to EMFs. I get emails daily about people that feel like they're being affected, and I believe them, from EMFs because I've felt the effects of EMFs. So anyway, I'm just saying. No.
So yeah,
What were we talking about?
0.5, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. That's with the meter wrapped. Take that out. 67, 69, 81, red, 77, 79, 55, 95, 102, 129, 107, 138. So 209. So from 0.2 over in the hundreds is more than 99%. Yeah.
Well, at least we got fast download speeds, bro. Yeehaw! I feel funny, man. Why is my bottle tingling? I'm not excited. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's the router. Man, this is cool. So let's see what question we got. Okay, first question from Amanda. She says, "Do you have hats for kids? Do we have like kid-sized hats, or would you just say like, is there one?"
Right. The new one I mentioned before, which is going to be out in 2 months. The new design I'm working on, which is a full skull cover around the back and the flap system, is going to be able to go to tiny sizes to huge sizes all in one cap. So I'm saying in 2 or 3 months, there will be a cap which will work on every size all in one cap.
Nice. Well, I mean, the caps that we got now, I mean, they could probably fit. I mean, the liner is really would be what I'm thinking too is the liner. If the hat is too big, if you think this hat would be too big, you could get the liner and you could just put the liner in a smaller cap.
Yes, yeah. This would be the ideal liner, the first liner we've done, which I say is the small and medium sizes. That liner would still work in an infant size cap, and you could just do a simple fold there, and look, you've achieved a much smaller size. So this is the liner you would want for an infant's cap, for an infant's head.
And a lot of people are wondering if they're washable. Julian, sorry.
When you get moisture on the copper, the copper material can tarnish. The oldest one I've got, I've been wearing it for more than 2 years, and the copper is tarnished, but I've tested it. This is the worst it's got. The copper has gone slightly dark. That is the nature of copper material when you get moisture on it. But that does not stop the function of the blocking of the EMFs. Still works as good as a new liner. And I've been wearing this for nearly 3 years. So that is why it's not washable, the materials, what we use. But we are working on another fabric which is washable. That will be in the future. There will be something.
And I just want to kind of make it clear. I don't think I was presenting myself clear enough. Like I think it's good to hear people talk about 5G. I think it's good for people. It's fantastic for people to be aware. What I get bombarded with, especially when I read these comments about people that don't even know what 5G is, they don't know the technologies behind it, and then they just complain about it in a sense of they're actually making it worse. What they're talking, they don't even know what they're discussing. So for those that are aware and wanting to make a change, that's wonderful. That's brilliant. That's what we need as visionaries. But we need people that are going to think about things and actually do something that is going to be effective. Get people in Congress, get people, in the House, and the bill makers and the lawmakers and people that are in politics and in telecommunications. That's what we need to do. Is we need to talk to them and convince them to put protocols in place for safety, because safety is so important. Now, the problem is, if you're going to look at it from a military standpoint, when you've got countries like China that are really pushing this 5G, Their military is very strong military, very intelligent people. There's over 1 billion people in China. So much is going on. And what they're pushing is this future that's geared and connected with the 5G system. So, I mean, I can clearly see the logistics behind it, but why don't we have precautionary measures that are going to be protecting our own health? So if we've got to follow this EMF thing, we're going to have to figure out ways to not only protect our own health, but have things that'll protect our houses, things that'll protect, schools and libraries and museums and going out to a movie theater. And then when you're in your car, and then people that are in apartment complexes that are constantly bombarded by other, like the phones that we can see, a lot of times you'll get more radiation coming out of the phone when you're not even talking on it than out of a router or close to a cell tower, depending on where the cell tower is pointing its antenna systems. It's crazy. Your thoughts?
Right. Yeah. Is that all good for now? Shall we wrap it up?
Yeah, we can wrap that up. Absolutely. Let's do that. So give it, anything else you want to talk about before we close out?
No, not really. I think if there is, we can go again another time, can't we?
Perfect. Well, this is great, man. Julian, much appreciated. Thank you very much. Keep doing what you're doing.
I'm waiting for the traditional English fish and chips, you see.
Oh, I get it. Okay. Hello. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. If you want to get one, you can go to tinfoilcap.co. And also, yeah, that's what I almost forgot. Somebody said about the phone ones. If you want to pick up one of those phone sleeves, can you show that phone sleeve one more time? I don't think we gave that enough. That's huge. That is huge. You want one of these. Talk about
standard iPhone there. And you can see you got plenty of room. You get the bigger iPhone in there.
It's got the dual pocket.
Yeah. It's got a Velcro opening. It's got a pocket area in there first. And then this is the EMF block and sleeve within. And the iPhone slips in there.
So you keep your cash in there.
Yeah. Put cash in that side. You can put a mobile phone in this side.
Contactless credit cards.
Yeah. Credit cards, passports, and then it's water resistant as well. Got a little tag on it where you put it on a keychain, key ring, and then just slip that in your pocket.
Yeah, man, those are great. Those are really good.
These will be put up on the website within the next week. These are going to be on the website to order. Yeah, and also, yeah, there'll be other products. We're going to be doing the RFID block credit card sleeves and the RFID block passport size sleeves as well. Just more and more related products we will be filling the website with. So everybody just needs to keep looking at the website and it's constantly going to be updated.
Yeah, that's great. Tinfoilcap.co.
And then this is another thing. We're going to be doing a pendant, which is a yellow yin yang design, carbon fiber, which looks similar colors to the Leap Project logo. And how much did you say on these, Rex?
Yeah, those are going to be available for $40.
Right. Yeah, including the shipping.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless it's international shipping, it'll be $40 and it'll include shipping. And if it's international shipping, it'll probably be like an additional, I don't know. We'll figure out what the costs are on that. But we'll offer that for $40 with shipping. And then the $30, and that's going to include, and this is a quantum, hold on a second. They're not seeing that because I'm talking to you. So let me do the split screen again. Okay. So that will be, yeah, $40, free shipping unless it's international. And then also the sleeves, the EMF blocking sleeves for the phones, we'll offer those for $30 with free shipping as well. So that'll include free shipping. We showed you the data. We showed you the science on that. Man, if your phone's ever hot, you take your phone out of your pocket and it's hot. Think about that for a minute. You got like a mini microwave in your pocket, or somebody's happy to see you. All right. Is that it? We're done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again. Be excellent to each other. Hit the subscribe button. Be amazing to each other. I'm going to do a quick giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. Can we do a giveaway real quick?
Yeah.
What should we give away? Free advice? Nobody wants that. That's terrible.
What have you got there? What have you got lots of in stock? What about a TFC one? A tinfoil.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. The one what Ransom was wearing the other day. Yeah. As modelled by the wonderful Ransom 1 or 2 days ago.
Yeah, we need to
give one of these out.
It'll be with the liner, of course. It'll be with the liner. And now you did bring up how the liner's tarnished because they've got, copper and, it's made of a copper fabric. So you might see these little tarnish marks on it. It doesn't affect the quality of it. It's a visual thing. But remember, it's inside of your cap and it's actually on the inside of your cap, unless you're walking around with it on the outside and you're worried that it's got a couple of spots on it because of tarnish. So I just wanted to make that, because there's a couple like, hey man, is it cool? I'm like, yeah, it's cool. It's all right. It's okay, man. One person's like, is that blood on there? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's like, I have blood spots on that. I'm like, blood spots? What are you, it's a tarnish? Are you I'm like, anyway, I was like, okay, no problem. Send it back. I'll give you a refund, but it's tarnish. And it's Patina. Yeah. I've never heard that term before. Is that how it's pronounced?
That's what antiques, when antiques have nice wear on them, they have a nice patina.
Oh, okay. It has a nice patina. Like, is that blood marks? Is that blood marks on that thing? Like, no, it's patina. Chill out. I disagree. I want my money back. Okay. Come on down. It's okay.
People pay extra for patina.
People pay extra for that. They don't want their money back for it.
So give away a TFC one and a liner combo. Yeah.
I'm looking right now through the comments. So I'm gonna give it away here. I'm looking through the comments. And there was somebody that served in the military that I saw. I think it was G Leo. Yeah, G Leo says, I'll wear one with pride. And that was who I was looking at. Thank you for your service. We'll send you one. Send me an email, leakproject@gmail.com. And we did a big giveaway in the last podcast, gave away a bunch of gear. So folks, check out tinfoilcap.co if you're interested. If not, hey, that's cool too. Have an awesome day. And thanks for watching the podcast. And Julian, you are a legend, my friend. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to come on the podcast.
And everyone needs to remember, every purchase from Tinfoil Cap Co. is supporting Leak Project. So they're only helping you carry on, Rex, with your good work by purchasing through the website.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And dude, I mean, the way that we were introduced was amazing. And, we're like soul brothers from different mothers, man. I mean, we met at LeakCon and just instant jive, man.
Yeah. Thank you, Rex. I'll speak to you soon.
Right on. Thank you, brother. Be excellent to each other, everybody. Be the change you want to see.